The ANC has promised to cause disruptions at the inauguration of the new Zululand Council. The party says that it will be looking to gain revenge after the IFP voted against the ANC in Durban. Dasen Thathiah is in Lundi to bring us more on this story. Dasen, so before we get to how much damage the ANC could do today, how much disruption they could cause, let's go back to the elections and paint a picture of who won what in the Zululand district municipality, which is made up of 5 local councils.
Definitely, it's a very critical area here for the ANC, just to try and unseat the IFP in what has been its stronghold. So the 5 municipalities that you're talking about is uPhongolo, it's Nongoma, it's Ulundi. Edumbe, interestingly, is where the NFP had gained the lion's share of votes there. And that is going to be a critical element in what happens here at the election of this district council today. And the reason for that is because if you start looking at the seat allocation in this district, the IFP understandably has the highest number of seats. They are due to get 17 seats here at the district. The ANC is set to get 10. But here's the interesting bit. The NFP, which I just mentioned had been leading in Edumbe, has 8 seats as well. And when we were talking to some of these ANC councillors earlier today, they were saying that they would do everything to ensure that they take back this district municipality, which has been in the hands of the IFP. And to do that, one of the arrangements that they would make is to be voting with the NFP and together potentially be able to take control of this municipality. But we'll have to wait and see what happens. This was meant to get underway at 9 o'clock, but it obviously hasn't started yet. So hopefully in the next hour or so, the process will start to get moving.
Have we heard from the NFP? Have they spoken about any official agreement they have with the ANC?
No, not officially. And you know, there are no permanent arrangements in politics. We've seen that during the elections of other councils in KwaZulu-Natal. We saw it in particular at eThekwini recently, where despite those arrangements that, for example, the IFP and the ANC had, that had completely fallen apart. And in an about turn there, we saw that the ANC had retained control of that municipality. So I think anything that is spoken about before the voting process takes place in these municipalities doesn't necessarily hold water, because ultimately these conversations that are being had behind closed doors really lead up to the last minute, and anything could happen, especially in a district municipality as crucial and as important as this one.
There was a lot going on, Dasen, in Zululand before the elections. The mayor was accused of holding a business brunch worth millions of rands. Did that affect the IFP? Did voters make them pay for that?
Well, interesting that you talk about the mayor, Thulasiswe Buthelezi. We had tried to get an interview with him either before or potentially after this council sitting today, but he said to us through his communications manager that in fact he will not be conducting any interviews today, because that was one of the things that we wanted to speak about. Remember, he's got a cloud hanging over his head at the moment, besides that breakfast, which I must say outright that he has denied. He's denied that it cost 5 million. In fact, he says that it cost the municipality under 200,000 if you add up all of those figures. So apart from that, he's also engaged in a bit of a war with COGTA, the Cooperative Governance Department. There are a number of other issues. There was a damning forensic report that had been released last year, which had stated that there were allegations of corruption and maladministration in this municipality. That has been an ongoing court battle as well. So certainly a dark cloud hanging over him here. But if you're asking about whether IFP supporters have made them pay, not necessarily so, if you look at the support that the party has managed to retain in Zululand.
All right, Dasen, we'll be keeping a close eye on what's happening at the Zululand Council, and we'll catch up with you a bit later. Dasen Thathiah out at the Zululand District Municipality.